This one made me angry.
Wow. Okay.
Good. Welcome to the HiFi Critics Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, as if you even know what that is, but we're going to find out here.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
El Presidente, the self-proclaimed boss of the deal, is pushing to change a 1977 law that makes it illegal for businesses to bribe foreign officials to win business abroad. Okay? U.S. companies cannot bribe foreign entities in order to get an advantage. That's the law.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
What's wrong with a little payola, especially since America's economy grows stronger with every deal we win? So if we bribe some foreign officials and coming out of the corporation's pocket, isn't that actually a net win for this country? Who stands to gain the most if this law is repealed? So two-part question. Should we, what's wrong with a little payola, since it helps us as a country? And then who stands to gain most if this law is repealed? Paul Ryan. You're welcome.
Oh God.
You're welcome.
So what's wrong with a little payola? There's a lot of wrong. There's a lot of wrong with a little payola.
Okay. Explain.
Is this acting?
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
I was doing my Italian accent.
Okay. Okay.
No wonder you're.
No, I just think that if you go back and you look at how we should be doing business and how, as leaders of the free world, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're the role models of the free world, and if we start engaging in that behavior, then everyone's going to engage in that behavior, and ultimately, it's just going to become a bidding war, and people are going to be paying cash, and the only winners in that are going to be the corporations, not the actual people that need the things that the corporations are.
But corporations are people, and they put people to work. And by the way, in all these countries where payola happens, it's not because the U.S. says do it. It's because those countries are just corrupt. So why shouldn't we just play ball on the field?
Well, but then if we bring things, we could be doing more for us if we actually brought these like corporations or the competitors of these corporations back to the United States. We could give real jobs to Americans as opposed to paying out for other countries to be able to do this.
But we're winning the business in American corporations, so the money is being sucked. That's a giant sucking sound that comes out of these corrupt countries. And that money comes back to the U.S. in terms of profits, in terms of jobs for Americans.
Listen, you asked me what my opinion was. If you want to hit me with facts, then
sorry,
I don't have time for facts. I don't have time for facts. My opinion is any bribery and any push of a corrupt nature, that's not good. We shouldn't be doing it.
Okay. Let's see what Fidel Castro over here has to say.
We're going to come back to the second part, right? Because you didn't ask who's.
He did say, he said corporations.
Oh, but I mean, that's like saying.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be Trump and his cronies now. Today, it's going to be Trump and his cronies. Tomorrow, it's going to be Biden and his cronies. And after that, it's going to be Bernie and his cronies.
Yep, exactly.
And it's going to go on. It's a perpetual issue where it doesn't really matter.
They're all corrupt.
They're all corrupt.
Okay.
I hear you.
I mean, I think I'm taking a different angle of what's wrong with payola. And I think, like you said, corruption makes the country corrupt, makes us, brings us down from that shining beacon on the hill, whatever it is, that Reagan liked to say. But I think the problem is it becomes an arms race, right? If the U.S. basically says, hey, Boeing, you can bribe whoever you want, you know who's out there? The boogeyman. The Chinese or Russian are basically going to say, well, it's open season, let's bribe everybody. And they can just print money and hide the numbers so that, hide the hyperinflation. So they're always probably going to win a bribing game. Oh, official, Boeing's giving you this, how about we give you this? And we team up with Airbus and Aeroflot or whoever, and we make these planes over here, and everything's better. So I think the countries are already bribing that know how the system works. They will to have an advantage on this.
But you said
that's what's wrong with payola.
But China and Russia are already doing all the bribing,
but
and we're out. We're
they're not doing it here in the U.S. because it's illegal.
No, this is about bribing in other countries.
But it's also illegal for these countries to bribe officials over here too.
Right, but we're talking about the U.S.'s ability to bribe in other countries. And why are we fighting with one arm tied behind our back?
Because we should make better products, have better companies that people want to work with us.
Yeah, but the free market is not free.
Nothing's free in life. Yes, you have to kind of pay to play, and I think we're probably pay to play. The ultimate payola is that we're the U.S. and we'll just drop 100,000 soldiers in a country to protect something or protect oil or assets. We have drones, so we can pay other ways, right? Instead of saying, "Hey, here's a bribe."
Let's say you're driving on a safari into Canada, okay?
Okay.
And you're into Canada, and you're kind of going along, and all of a sudden you get pulled over. You know you didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
But the Royal Canadian Mountie that's there is like, "Hey, I got to take your license. I'm going to take you in. you know, you got a little bit of something for me, and you feed them
Throw
some,
them a couple of toonies.
yeah, you throw them some loonies. They're called loonies.
They
Not
have
toonies.
toonies too, don't they?
Yeah, but the loony, it's the loon that's on the coin. Anyway, you throw them a few loonies, and you
Okay.
can get going. That's bribery.
I mean, that's a little different, right? You kind of.
Are you okay with that though?
I think I'm not okay with it, but
if-
I'm not a corporation. I'm a little person. and I don't
But
wanna
would
go,
you do it if you
Yeah,
if
if
it
I
wasn't
had to.
Canada, it was Mexico?
Yeah,
And we know your Spanish
no,
isn't
little,
so good.
little, newsflash for you guys. I've been in that situation and had to do it in
Okay.
Costa Rica.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, here's $50 to get me out of this. So yeah,
Okay, so you're okay with it as a person
I'm not
doing
okay with it as a person. I was not happy as I
but
did
you
it.
did it.
But I knew what I did a risk analysis. Okay, if I call this guy's bluff, he takes my license and he says I have to wait until Monday and it's Sunday morning. So I gotta wait. My flight's Tuesday morning. And I'm like, you know what? It's probably worth the $50 to get rid of this headache.
That's the same thing same decision that
Yeah.
corporations have to make. Same risk analysis they have to
Yeah.
make about do they want to win that $1 billion contract
Yeah.
for
and I think
for Blackwater.
If you don't agree that payola is good, and you come out in your section of this and say that payola is bad, I'm gonna be really mad.
I'm just trying to,
he's trying to stir the conversation.
Yeah,
I
no,
wanna make
he's-
sure
yeah.
I want to make sure you guys are really honest about what's going
Yeah.
on here because
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
I think I am.
I don't think you are.
I think it's bad for corporations to start now bribing, or generals somewhere.
Wha-
Hey, give me access to this oil field country. Here's $100,000. Or
Why
something.
do we care why do we want to impose our will on these America
do.
first.
We
America
do
first,
impose
Charles.
our will. That's what
That's
I'm
what
saying.
we're doing. That's
We're
America
impo-
is first. We're imposing our will on other people by saying American
we
corporations
basically said,
first.
hey, we're going to stay out of their business by not bribing those people,
No, and I think,
or letting corporations do
and I
it.
think corporations in America don't need the bribes, right? We're the U.S. We
We are.
Apple does not need to bribe somebody somewhere to build a new factory.
Oh,
They show up.
please.
All right.
I'm
you
sorry,
think
you
those
don't think
guys
that Apple
don't
isn't
have
money under the
A
table?
suitcase full of
here we
cash
go.
in China?
So you
Are
say
you
Apple is
kidding me?
breaking the law?
I'm just saying Apple may or may not be doing things that gets Apple ahead.
Okay, let's pick a different
How
company.
about the VPN, the online VPN? They just rolled over to China
Yeah,
because
that's
they
the
want
whole
those
country.
factories
Exactly.
there. They want all that stuff. And
They
that
want the
wasn't the only
customers.
way they rolled
Yeah.
over. I'm sure there's a
I'm sure
boatload of
there's other ways
cash.
too, but I don't agree with it. Hey,
Yeah, but you
Use that
support it.
power.
Look at all your Apple
use
products.
that power and get out of there.
Look at all your Apple products.
Okay, I use Apple as an example. Let's pick Google as an example.
But let's stick
Because
with
the same-
Apple because it's a much better
No,
example.
it's a great example.
Because
It's
their supply chain is based in China.
other places too, but yeah.
But primarily
I don't
China.
think they're bribing officials and
Oh,
saying,
come
hey,
on. Come,
here,
come.
here's this. Let me build a
Please.
factory.
Do you think that Apple is doing something bad in China here?
Listen, I think every corporation is giving a quid pro quo,
That's
Whoa.
China's probably a bad example. Yeah.
but I think all the corporations right now are doing things like, hey, we'll do exactly what you need in
But
order
yeah,
for us to get it. So
but again-
it's one step away from money.
But-
They're almost
But
already
it comes
bribing
back
people.
to what I said earlier, right? It's China. It's an arms race. China can just print money. They can move things
So can the
around.
U.S.
We cannot. Well, yes.
If we have Bernie as president, you think he's not just going to load
If
up
we
the
had-
debt on this
If
country?
we had Pernia Warren, we're probably gonna, put those printers in overdrive.
Yeah.
But China is willing to play with the numbers to make it seem like they don't have hyperinflation.
Who cares about hyperinflation? They
Well,
just
I
want
mean,
to. They
it's
want
a
to.
global. The reason we want this thing is because we're all kind of depend on each other. It could be America first, but we need China to manufacture these tablets, and we need,
No, we do it in America.
yeah. I mean,
But Apple just-
Apple
Apple cares
has
about-
Apple has 3 factories in the U.S.
They care about one thing:
Texas,
profits.
California, somewhere else to build Macs.
Profits.
Is Google building phones here? If you guys want to make this, Apple is leading and manufacturing in the U.S. and we have other manufacturing in the U.S. However, these things require infrastructure that we don't have.
Do you notice how he just said "we" when he referred to Apple? It's almost like he's part of the cult.
Yeah.
David
That was
Koresh.
very telling. That was actually very telling.
I was saying we as Americans.
No,
Sure,
that's
but
not
it
what
was-
you meant.
saying we as Apple.
All right. Go ahead. Did
No,
you-
I have nothing else to say. I'm waiting for the real answer.
the real answer is the real intent. The original intent of this was to restore public confidence in the American business system. So the intent of this law was to restore confidence because there was a scandal with Lockheed Martin and some other corporations that were doing stuff. But it's completely unnecessary. This law is completely unnecessary nowadays. You know why? Do you
Because
want-
it's already happening.
Tell me
Yeah.
more.
we have the world has complete confidence in our American business system because of the president. He has made America great again. He has completely set
Can't
It's
argue with
like-
that.
the bar
Yeah.
way up here.
Makes my stomach
I
hurt.
mean, we have.
He's God's gift to mankind.
We
Of
have
course.
NAFTA 2.0, whatever it's
Yeah.
called, USMC.
All right, so who's the big winner if this goes through? You already said corporations. Do you want to clarify that at all?
No, I think the immediate winner is going to be. I mean, the reason we're even having this conversation is because Trump is setting himself up for, and his kids up for the future. That's the entirety of Trump's presidency.
He's playing 4D chess.
He's playing. Well, he's playing maybe 2D checkers. It's pretty obvious what he's doing. Like, if you're not looking at this and going, "Oh, he's corrupt and he's doing what he needs to do to make sure that his kids can remain wealthy even after all of his corruption comes out," he's making it so that all of his corruption is legal.
Wow.
Do you have any proof of this corruption?
I mean, I feel like there's been some witnesses that could confirm it, but
So that's a no. What about you?
Who gains the most? I'm gonna take a little different angle here.
Shocker.
Private companies, private corporations, because they don't have to declare this money in the in the stock filings, in the SEC filings that say bribe, extra money. So the companies that are private or don't have to publish their numbers, they'll probably have an advantage here because they can just put money out there and nobody will know.
Well, they can do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
right now, right? It's hidden,
Yeah.
so to say.
I'm just saying, a public company has to
so
account for
actually
every
public
dollar.
companies are going to win because they can officially start to do this.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
good
problems.
Good point.
If you want to flip it around, yeah.
Boom.
I
you just
did.
Yeah.
So I think the correct answer is the big winner is going to be Hunter Biden because he is an expert in working
Yeah.
working in foreign countries
No,
for doing very little work yet getting
he might have keep his job.
finding a way to make stuff happen.
Wow.
That's a
Yeah.
good skill.
I'm
Yeah, well,
glad
he's-
Hunter
he's an
into
expert.
this again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he should be in jail, shouldn't he? We'll talk about
Somebody
that in a
somebody
little.
should be in
I
jail.
don't think so.
All right, closing Wait,
What?
he's bribing foreign
Is that
officials.
what he was doing? I don't
I'm
think he
sure,
was doing anything.
somehow.
I think he was just consulting.
Follow the money. Closing question: When will El Presidente sign the law that makes it legal to accept bribes in the U.S. by government officials? So the first law, the one that's on the books, is about not bribing foreign officials.
Mhm.
When is it going to be okay, and when will the president sign a law that allows us to bribe or allows people, corporations, to bribe, accept bribes in the U.S. by government officials?
First day of his second term.
So January 20th, 2021?
Why?
Because he's got so much confidence right now because he's gotten away with basically what is the equivalency of political murder, and he's gonna go in there and he's gonna do it, and he's just gonna say, like, let's put it all on the table now. We've been pretending for a long time. Let's make it what it's always meant to be. Let's allow this to happen.
Okay.
And he's got he clearly has a Senate that's going to back him in any regard.
So you're saying he's going to sign this bill?
I'm also saying that he's going to win a second term. I
Yeah,
think
which
that was overlooked.
Probably
but-
will. August,
Second of many terms,
yeah,
by the way.
August 22nd, 2020, which is the Saturday before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. He will sign it. That way, everybody's in Milwaukee. We're open for business. No need to telegram each other. We're all sitting at the Waffle House, getting some
There's no
sausages.
Waffle Houses.
Let's all
in
bribe
Cracker
each
Barrel.
other. Yeah,
There are
let's-
Cracker Barrels.
Let's all bribe each other at the Pabst, brewery, Miller Brewery. All right, let's just make some. We don't have to
Have
do
you ever
all
been
the-
to Milwaukee? Do you know what's up there? Because you've just listed a bunch of random things.
He's from
I've-
south
I've
of the
been
border.
there.
not
There's
south.
a Miller Brewery up there.
Yeah, okay, but like you just that one
I thought it was
that
a
one
Waffle
that
House.
was a gimme because of course Miller's up
So
there.
they'll be sitting there having some sausages, some free samples, and they don't have to deal with we need Hunter or this guy over there, or hey, I need to send this to Switzerland. You send it to this guy. There's somebody in the middle. We can just all do. Everybody's in one place making things happen.
Yeah.
Do you know why you're wrong?
Oh, please tell me.
Because they can't get the law through the House,
Oh, well,
right? So sorry to burst your
So
bubble.
you're saying they're going to lose the House?
Well, they can't do it before the
Yeah.
election or
I
before what the fine young gentleman over here said. Plus, over here,
Executive power.
the
Oh, you
pro-
could do an executive order. or something.
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's true. We need a constitutional expert out there to let us know if
outsource
that's
this.
possible.
We'll
But
go to Wikipedia.
yeah, I think it's the second term because he needs to get control of Congress, unless the executive order can do it. So yeah. So why shouldn't corporations, as people, because we know corporations are people, why shouldn't they get to bribe? Let us know in the comment section below. Bye-bye.